BDR, Backcountry Discovery Routes. What are they, and why should you care? Hello everyone, welcome back to Bike Like a Dog. Be sure to like and subscribe before you leave today. The video here is where I rode about an hour and a half up to Woolly Cycles in Marietta, Georgia for the Montana BDR documentary film premiere on February 14th. Yes, we were there on Valentine's Day. Not to worry though, they provided every woman in the audience with a rose. They also had sandwiches and drinks for us to watch, to enjoy while we watched the film before it's released on YouTube. For those who don't live in the United States or possibly new to adventure riding in the United States, here's the official definition of what a BDR route is. Backcountry Discovery Routes are routes across a state or region that travel south to north and specifically are designed for off-road travel on dual sports and adventure motorcycles. BDRs are created using Forest Service roads, fire roads, 2-tracks, and other big bike-friendly backcountry land trails on public lands. Notice where I said it is big bike-friendly. That's really important because these are not designed for little 250cc dual sports. Now you can certainly ride your dual sport on these, no problem, but it's not required that you be on a tiny little bike in order to ride the tracks. That said, it does say on their website that gas stops can be from 111 to 150 miles apart. So if you're riding on a dual sport with a teeny tiny tank, it might not be a bad idea to have an extra liter or two of fuel strapped on somewhere. And I have seen where some folks in overlanding rigs will ride stuff. Like I've seen where some have been riding on the Southeast BDR, for example. Anyway, here is a map of all the BDR routes on their interactive map as of early April in 2026. The blue lines that are running north and south there are your BDR routes. The little purple lines that form circles and squiggly little loops are the BDRX routes. As I said, these are looping routes that allow you to trailer your bike to the start, leave your rig there, get on your bike, spend a few days riding the route, and when you finish the route, you end up right back where you started from, load up your trailer, head home. Now, if you look very closely, you can see some brown dotted lines going east to west that connect some of these routes. For example, if you look at the top of I'm not going to give you an example. You just look at that. You can just see them, the little brown dotted lines. And they may connect the top, connect to the top of one route and the bottom of another route, because some of these routes are where, like the Idaho BDR meets the Nevada BDR, for example, and a connector that comes in at the southern end of the Idaho BDR is at the northern end of the Nevada BDR. So there you go. There are currently 15 BDR routes and 9 BDRX routes, in other words, the loops. If you go to the BDR webpage, ridebdr.com, yes, there will be a link in the description. You can look under the rider resources for route previews. If you go to the overview, for example, of the BDRX routes, you can see where it lists them from hardest to the easiest. So you can kind of pick your poison based upon what kind of rider you think you are, right? If you need the easiest route, then you can find the easiest one. If you want the hardest one, you can find the hardest one. Easily, without having to go look at the description of each and every one. For the BDR routes, same thing. They have those in the order of how hard they are as well. The 9 connector BDR routes, well, that's a way to get from one BDR to another one in true BDR style. So they're kind of mini BDR routes in and of their own right. Now, going back to the map, we can see there are still some states, especially right there in the middle of the country, that don't have any BDR sections at all. Well, they just released the Ozarks BDRX in Arkansas on April the 2nd, and the Adirondacks BDRX in New York is due to come out on May the 28th. So they're constantly coming out with them. If you go to their webpage, there is a listing of the routes currently in development. There are over 40 routes in development across the country, including the Michigan BDR, the Ohio BDR, Hells Canyon, Idaho BDRX, and the Grandstand Staircase Utah BDRX. There are also a couple of Canadian routes in the works, the Alberta and British Columbia BDRs. At the premiere, they mentioned they are looking to double the number of routes in the next few years. That's pretty impressive. Now, in addition to their website and the Ride BDR official films, which you can find on YouTube, there are thousands of riders and overlanders with their own videos riding on these BDRs, showing their challenges and everything, and what it's like to ride without a support vehicle coming up behind you with spare parts and stuff. Now, why am I devoting an entire video to Ride BDR? Well, because they're not just creating routes and videos for us. They are championing keeping these public lands open so that we have a place to go ride. They go through and keep these routes updated, and sometimes they have to go back and do some rerouting if there have been changes in the area. And here's the thing. How much does it cost to get these tracks for all of these different routes? Zero. Nothing. They're completely free. Ride BDR doesn't charge for these things. The only thing they charge for is if you go to the store and maybe you order a t-shirt, some stickers, something like that. But so far as the resources for you to actually ride, no charge at all. You can go download all the tracks, pay nothing. Look, I'm not a BDR ambassador or anything like that. I'm just a guy who appreciates what they do. Donations to them count as charitable donations. And usually when they do a live event where they release different tracks, they'll have some kind of special deal if you make a donation that night or if you become a supporter or something. For the Ozarks BDRX, they had a drawing for a full moto camping kit from Moto Camp Nerd, including a tent, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, and camp pillow. That's pretty good. That's a fairly significant expense if you're just getting started moto camping. But I would encourage everyone to go look at their supporter plans, right? Yes, you can make an independent donation, but the supporter plans are like annual plans. Now remember, all of their routes are free, but they're only free as long as Ride BDR exists. Our donations can help make sure that happens. Their lowest level is Evergreen, which only costs $40 a year. Now, from what I understand, your average ADV rider probably spends that on Starbucks in a month. But you get a couple of goodies as part of your package. You get your Evergreen supporter decals you can put on your bike and stuff, a sticker sheet, and as you move up to additional levels, as you go up to bronze, silver, gold, lifetime, each higher level comes with additional goodies and benefits. And these benefits include discounts from places like Touratech USA, Moscow Moto, Quad Lock, Moto Camp Nerd, Giant Loop, Double Take Mirror, Motaz Tires, Barkbusters, Rever, Cardo, Onyx Off-Road, and many more. You know, companies whose products we actually want and use as ADV riders. Do I believe in this organization? Absolutely. I've made donations in the past, and I put my money in my mouth where my mouth is, became a supporter. Go look at the videos. Go review the questions frequently asked. The type of planning and advice these folks give is worth so much more than $40 a year. As I said, I am not a BDR ambassador. I'm not affiliated with them in any way other than I make donations just like anybody else. I get nothing from them any more than anyone else. In fact, they don't even know who I am, right? I've never even had the opportunity to ride a BDR yet, although it is on my list for something to do in, if not this summer, hopefully in 2027. But what these people do is important. If we want to continue to have beautiful places to ride, we can't just sit on our laurels and let somebody else do it. We have to become involved. We have to do our part. One of the things you'll gather from watching the BDR films is that they try to have these routes go through all these small little towns. Spend some money at some of these little stores and shops along the way. Some of these people said that people coming through during COVID or after Hurricane Helene made it possible for their businesses to survive. So, yes, people riding the BDRs is important to them. So it's important to keep the BDRs going. Okay, y'all, that's really all I have this week. If you go to if one of these events comes near you, a screening, I highly recommend that you attend them. I've gone to 2 different ones now. They've both been very different. One of them had giveaway items. The very first one I attended, they actually gave away an adventure helmet and an entire climb riding kit, jacket and pants. But whether they have giveaways or not, you'll have an opportunity to meet some like-minded individuals and possibly even find some riding partners should you decide to go ride on one of these routes. You may even get a chance to speak one-on-one with a board member who helped create some of these routes. That's all I got this week. Be sure to like and subscribe before you leave. Thanks for stopping by, and I really do hope you'll go check out ridebdr.com. So long, y'all.